your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I am Beth Jones. Maine State Police ordered those living on Drake Road in Bradford to shelter in place earlier today as a police standoff ensued.
State Police later arrested a Bradford resident in connection with that situation. Our Doug Banks has the latest.
It was a pretty tense situation involving someone who was suicidal, had threatened someone else, and was armed with a handgun.
At approximately 6:50 Monday morning, Maine State Police received a call from a woman reporting her husband, Timothy Philpott, was suicidal and had access to firearms at their home on Drake Road in Bradford.
As we were responding to the residents to try to assist them, we received information that he had threatened her and threatened to kill her.
According to Lieutenant Johnston, law enforcement arrived at the Drake Road residence to find Philpott outside and armed. After Philpott refused to comply with commands to surrender, police ordered local residents to shelter in place and deployed a drone to get a better view of the suspect and the residents.
He attempted to shoot that drone. He fired around at that drone to try to disable it.
According to the Department of Public Safety, Philpott's wife was able to leave the house safely and unharmed.
The wife is uninjured, probably shaken up understandably, but she is not hurt.
After several hours of negotiations, Philpott was taken into custody. Maine State Police say Philpott was transported from his Drake Road home to Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center before being sent to the Penobscot County Jail.
It's a testament to our troopers and their ability to talk to him, negotiate with him, maintain their composure, and try to resolve this situation without it leading to deadly force.
Philpott has been charged with domestic violence, criminal threatening, refusing to submit to arrest or detention, reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon, and felony criminal mischief.
We're very fortunate and we're glad that it ended the way they did.
In Bradford, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A motorist in Milo is facing drug charges. Milo police say Chief Kluge responded to Elm Street and found 61-year-old Emilio Fontañez of Yonkers, New York, asleep with his vehicle in gear and his foot on the brake. Milo police say Chief Kluge put the vehicle in park and turned it off before waking Fontañez up. Chief Kluge says allegedly, the police say Chief Kluge allegedly saw several small pieces of tin foil commonly used for drugs in the front area of the vehicle. They also say they found more than $4,900 in cash and 32 wax paper envelopes packaged for distribution and sale. Each envelope allegedly contained more than 3 grams of heroin. Fontañez is charged with criminal OUI and illegal drug trafficking.
Route 2 was closed earlier today because of a crash involving a propane truck. Per Police Chief Kenneth Charles in Farmington, at noon, a propane truck was trying to avoid hitting a pickup that had apparently failed to yield. The truck tipped over and the accident caused a small leak. There were no injuries. Police are attempting to find the white pickup in the picture to determine what happened, but dashcam video from the propane truck suggested the truck turned in front of him. The propane truck was a 2024 Freightliner traveling westbound on Route 2. Due to the accident, Route 2 has remained closed throughout the evening. The propane is being pumped out, and they're hoping to clear it shortly thereafter. Because of the storm damage, the detours have been pretty time-consuming for motorists.
Meanwhile, a woman from Frenchville has filed a civil suit against Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center for medical malpractice due to injuries she sustained during a procedure back in 2019. A jury heard opening arguments this morning at the Penobscot Judicial Center. Our Grace Blanchard has details.
A jury trial has commenced for the case of 67-year-old Louise Brown of Frenchville versus Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. According to her attorneys, on February 13, 2019, Brown went into the hospital for an endoscopic procedure for abdominal pain. They say while she was under anesthesia, her arm was, quote, crushed by the table the exam took place on.
The hospital accepts responsibility for Ms. Brown's injury. We know that there was an injury. The question is, what's the extent of the injury and what's fair and reasonable?
Her attorneys argued in court that she now suffers from chronic regional pain syndrome, a, quote, debilitating and permanent chronic pain condition. They are asking for financial compensation that reflects a life care plan of around $1.4 million.
The defendants acknowledged that she was injured, and the dispute is largely over the value of the case.
The suit also involves the nurse anesthetist who provided anesthesia during the procedure. She said in court that Brown was repositioned to make her more comfortable, and due to the structure of the room, she was not able to see her arm become pinned.
Would I have imagined, or any of us imagined, that it would have gotten pinched between the table and the base?
Her attorney argues she was not technically an employee of EMMC at the time.
She was what's called a traveler or a locum tenens provider, meaning she was brought up here because they had a shortage.
Brown's attorneys argued it was the nurses and EMMC's negligence that has left her arm permanently injured.
It's an unfortunate incident. We're sorry that it occurred. The hospital accepts responsibility, and the jury will tell us what's fair.
The jury is expected to hear closing arguments on Friday. In Bangor, I'm Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
An emergency bill signed by Governor Mills last week will fund 2 new public defender offices that will serve 3 counties in Maine. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard spoke to the head of Maine's Public Defense Services to learn more.
They approved it as an emergency legislation, so we do not have to wait for 90 days after the legislative session ends for these positions to become available to us.
Jim Billings is the executive director of the newly renamed Maine Commission on Public Defense Services. He says LD 653, which was signed into law on Thursday, will help expedite much-needed support for Maine's public defense crisis.
It should allow us to ramp up sooner those 2 public defender offices.
Public defender offices will be established. One in Bangor that will cover the Penobscot and Piscataquis counties, and one in Caribou to cover Aroostook County. Billings says 22 new positions will be funded to be spread out between the offices.
I think there's 11 positions in Bangor intended to cover Penobscot and Piscataquis, and I think there's 8 positions in Aroostook.
According to Billings, as of Friday, there were around 750 cases in Maine where the defendant didn't have representation, with a large percentage being located in Aroostook and Penobscot counties. He adds, in Kennebec County, where the first public defender's office was opened in late 2023, they're already seeing a huge improvement in cases.
If there are any out of Kennebec County, it's a marginal amount, and that's public defender office has made a huge difference in the availability of counsel for new cases coming in. Whereas in other counties, specifically in Aroostook and in Penobscot, where we're intending to put the 2 newer offices, we see a lot of cases without counsel.
In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Public employees and teachers in the state will soon have access to long-term disability insurance provided at no cost to them. LD 1152, which is known as an act to require public employers to provide long-term disability insurance coverage, passed a vote in the Senate last week and was passed by the House today. If signed or allowed to go into law by Governor Mills, it would require public employers and school districts to provide long-term disability insurance to state employees and teachers that would be fully paid for by the state beginning on July 1st of 2025.
Another long-term care facility in Maine has announced plans to close its doors. Family members of residents who stay at Heritage Rehabilitation and Living Center in Winthrop say they were informed the 52-bed facility is set to close in the next 60 days. The cause of the closure is linked to something healthcare advocates have long pushed for: more funding and increased reimbursement rates for MaineCare. They say if more is not done, nursing homes will continue to close.
We are asking for $31 million of general funds to be appropriated to help solve this crisis. There's a 2-for-1 match with matching federal dollars, so that would get us very close to the $96 million to help plug that shortfall. And then, of course, we need a long-term solution for a long-term problem, right? In the long-term care setting, so it's going to take investment. We're calling upon the legislature to make a significant investment to save these nursing homes and to make sure that this level of care is continued to be provided for Maine's oldest and most vulnerable adults.
We reached out to North Country Associates, which owns Heritage Rehab. They said in a statement, quote, "The Department of Health and Human Services has approved the closure of the facility and is working with Heritage leadership on relocation plans for all 44 residents. Heritage employees, Department of Health and Human Services, and the Long-Term Care Ombudsman will be assisting residents and family members to choose new housing and care options," end quote. This is the 4th facility to announce its closure in Maine since January, and it'll become the 25th facility to close since just 2014.
And those are certainly alarming statistics to hear, for sure.
They really are.
All right, well, we will continue to follow that issue as it unfolds in our state. In the meantime, let's go ahead and hit pause here and get a first check of our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Monday. Look what we did today. High temperatures only in the 30s across the area. That's not normal. It's not fair. We should be low 40s. We're not, but tomorrow, warmer temperatures are on the way, and then some rainfall arrives for us for tomorrow night. The wind today out of the east, southeast, around 10 to 20 miles per hour. We could gust tonight near 20 overnight tonight, and through tomorrow, a windy stretch of weather is on the way. Lots of clouds out there now, and even some rain showers are on the way for about this time tomorrow evening. And once they get here, we have rain showers in the forecast for tomorrow night, throughout the day on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into Saturday. A long duration event on the way with part of this system here combining with that system there is going to bring us a wet week ahead. Our forecast though for tonight though is mostly cloudy skies, low temperatures in the 20s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth.
Alrighty, Jeff, thank you so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Bangor Area Homeless Shelter is in dire need of donations. We'll have more from the executive director.
And landlords are speaking out about the need to raise rent when properties are poorly maintained or damaged by tenants. Those stories and more local news when we come right back.
Protect your vehicle from rusting away with Bell's Automotive Protection. We are the leader in mobile undercoating and rust proofing in Maine. We'll travel right to your driveway using the best and safest products on the market. This is much safer than rubberized coatings that can cause damage later on. We spray all types of vehicles, including commercial fleets. We all know vehicles aren't cheap anymore. Don't let the harsh winter chemicals eat them away. Call us or visit our page for a free quote. 207-659-3805.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Spring is the season of rejuvenation and the perfect time to revitalize your home with Renewal by Andersen. Our spring savings event is only once a year. Call Renewal by Andersen to schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. We've installed over 4 million windows, earning us 4.7 stars in customer satisfaction. Call the number below or visit us online today. And remember, call now because these great savings end soon.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
I'm just the cleaning lady. She's clearly much more than that.
The Cleaning Lady, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, another nursing home has closed, exacerbating the state's lack of them, this time in Winthrop. We'll hear about that, plus all the latest from the Right to Repair report, and we'll hear about Maine's new public defenders, which are sorely needed. These stories and much more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
The Bangor Area Homeless Shelter is in need of donations for both housing and food pantry services. On April 6th, the shelter will be hosting the Hike for the Homeless in hopes of reaching their $30,000 donation goal. Executive Director of the Bangor Area Homeless Shelter, Boyd Kronholm, says the little over 2-mile walk helps fund the shelter and also spreads awareness for the unhoused population.
And people who are experiencing homelessness really are our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, mothers, fathers, friends, next door neighbors, people we went to school with. And there are a vast amount of reasons why they're in this situation.
sector is also in dire need of donations for the food pantry. In recent months, the pantry stock has continued to dwindle and is now in what they're calling a depleted state.
We're incredibly low. We're so low on food pantry items that we're starting to have to limit people to how many times a month that they can come in and get food, and that's not a good feeling.
Donations manager Gretchen Fennelly says the pantry is happy to take any and all non-perishable donations as long as the food is not past its expiration date. To learn more about donating or the Walk for the Homeless, you can follow the link to this story on our website, foxbangor.com.
Well, affordable housing is a need throughout our state, but landlords are speaking out about what they are calling the need to raise rent when properties are poorly maintained by tenants. Louis Morrison is a Bangor landlord. He and his business partner have more than 300 units. He says he has high-end spaces as well as low-income housing. He says he was getting complaints at one of his rentals on 4th Street where a tenant's trash and clutter poured out into the hallway. And when he went to do a welfare check there, he found this, the 2-bedroom unit filled with debris and garbage. Morrison says the situation highlights an ongoing challenge for landlords.
Going to be in here cleaning starting, this week. That'll be, a few $1,000s. Redoing the place, all the lost revenue, will be $20,000 in this $800 apartment. That takes an affordable apartment out of the city of Bangor because this will now be a $1,200 apartment, and do the math on how long it takes to recoup that.
Morrison says landlords often get an earful for raising their rents. He said he wants the public to see the reality of what many of them are dealing with on a monthly basis.
Definitely some shocking images there.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Well, coming up, we'll have some headlines from across the nation,
including how European leaders are reacting following the mass shooting at a Moscow concert hall. Stay with us.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole Blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy-here, pay-here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
Comfort Shoes and More is your destination for all of your spring and summer footwear essentials. We have trained podorthists on site, and our friendly, caring, and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are fitted with the proper footwear that is perfect for you.
The OrthoFeed hands-free sneaker is engineered for comfort.
We have many new sandal styles from Hoka, Teva, Power Step, Stride, and more. Come visit Comfort Shoes and More in Newport to find the perfect shoes for you.
Saturdays, baseball's best are back on Fox. When MVPs are VIPs and aces always come in pairs. Saturday means it's showtime for Shohei, and Acuna's at it again. All the swag, all the salt, and all the slams. It's gone! The biggest games on the best day of the week. Fox Saturday Baseball returns March 30th. Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
More security is being put in place across Europe following that deadly concert hall attack in Moscow over the weekend. Fox's Benjamin Hall has the latest.
Governments across Europe are stepping up security following the deadly attack on a Moscow concert hall by an ISIS affiliate. In France, Italy, Germany and elsewhere, officials are acknowledging the terror threat is severe, and they're preparing for the possibility of more attacks on so-called soft targets like theatres and shopping centres.
Given the extent of the network and its intentions, and as a measure of precaution based on solid and concrete evidence, we've decided to increase the threat level.
In Moscow, there's still a heavy police presence, but life is slowly returning to normal, with makeshift memorials honouring the victims being erected around the city. At least 137 people died in Friday's attack, but officials are still working on clearing the concert hall, meaning more bodies could be uncovered.
We are examining the venue meter by meter with the involvement of canine crews. We dismantle metal structures and remove them. The work continues.
Meanwhile, the US and other Western allies are pushing back on Russian claims that Ukraine could have been behind the attack. They say the evidence is clear. ISIS was solely responsible. And now the White House is calling on Moscow not to use this as an excuse to escalate attacks on the Ukrainians.
There was no Ukrainian involvement, period. You've seen the Ukrainian government make that clear, and of course, with respect to these statements, the Russians have offered zero evidence because there is no evidence of Ukrainian involvement.
4 suspects in the attack appeared in a Moscow courtroom on Monday, each showing signs of torture. 2 of them have already pled guilty. In London, Benjamin Hall, Fox News.
There's been a dramatic back and forth between the U.S. and Israel over the war in Gaza. After a UN vote on a ceasefire, Israel canceled a high-profile meeting with African counterparts. That's American counterparts. Fox's Connor Hansen has more.
As fighting in Gaza continues, the U.S. abstained from a UN Security Council vote allowing a ceasefire resolution to pass. The measure calls for hostages to be released, but doesn't directly tie it to a ceasefire.
This decision to abstain on this resolution is in keeping with the national security interests of the United States.
Because the U.S. did not veto the measure like it has before, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced he will no longer send a high-level delegation to Washington to discuss strategy.
We get to decide what our policy is. The Prime Minister's office seems to be indicating through public statements that we somehow changed here. We haven't.
But Israel's defense minister is in D.C. already, meeting with American counterparts.
We have no moral right to stop the war in Gaza until we return all the hostages home.
U.S. officials have been concerned about Israel's plans to move troops into Gaza's southern region of Rafah.
There are somewhere around 1.4 million people in Rafah now, and the government of Israel has not presented a credible plan to evacuate those people to other areas and take care of them once they were moved.
The UN also continues to call for more aid to be allowed into Gaza, as experts warn there could be widespread famine. Israel is almost a week into its assault on a major Gaza hospital. An Israeli army spokesperson says they have killed 170 terrorists there and arrested hundreds of others connected to Hamas. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Good and bad news for Donald Trump and his legal team today. One court lowered the amount the former president must pay for his business fraud charges, but another is pushing forward with his first criminal trial, scheduled to begin next month. And as Fox's Rebecca Castor reports, it's one of several cases Trump could serve jail time for if convicted.
This is election interference, that's all it is.
Monday, a New York judge decided at least one of the criminal cases against Donald Trump will go to trial before November's presidential election. This one related to alleged hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during Trump's 2016 campaign.
I don't know how you can have a trial that's going on right in the middle of an election. Not fair. If I wasn't running, they wouldn't be happening.
But the former president did secure one victory Monday. An appeals court judge lowered the bond Trump must pay in the civil fraud case against his businesses. He owed $464 million by midnight, but now he has 10 days to pay $175 million.
We'll put up cash or bond very quickly, securities, cash or bond, whatever it is.
This prevents New York's Attorney General from seizing Trump's properties while he's appealing. The AG's office brushed off claims the fine was excessive and says, quote, the $464 million judgment plus interest against Donald Trump and the other defendants still stands. But the former president says he'll take the case to the Supreme Court if necessary.
just has seemed like this court has been pressing so hard without the due process, without the constitutional rights like the Eighth Amendment right against, excessive fines. All those things just don't seem to apply to Donald Trump.
Jury selection for Trump's hush money trial will begin on April 15th. It's the first of 4 criminal trials scheduled against the former president. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Boeing's CEO, Dave Calhoun, is stepping down from the manufacturing company after the viral incident of a door flying off a plane. Calhoun says it's his time to step aside and help the next leader take over Boeing. Fox's Dan Springer has more.
Boeing president and CEO Dave Calhoun says he is stepping down.
Why now? I've entered my 5th year. At the end of this year, I'll be close to 68 years old.
Calhoun's announcement coming after a string of scares in the sky, multiple involving Boeing 737 MAX planes. Back in January, a door plug flew off the plane, terrifying passengers on an Alaska Airlines flight. And in 2018 and 2019, before Calhoun was CEO, 2 deadly crashes off the coast of Indonesia and in Ethiopia left more than 300 people dead.
They have not done anything to repair the problems, improve morale, change the culture.
These incidents, plus other close calls, have prompted the Federal Aviation Administration and Congress to scrutinize the flying industry. The FAA even paused Boeing's expansion of its 737 MAX planes and found that the company had quality control issues.
This should be able to be brought under control. I'm hoping the carriers have the backstop of excellent maintenance programs to provide comfort of the public.
Wall Street is also keeping an eye on the embattled company, while Boeing's new chairman, Stephen Mollenkopf, will spearhead the search for Calhoun's replacement.
Management is the single most important thing that we pay attention to. It's our top fundamental factor that we analyze along with catalyst for outperformance.
Dave Calhoun says he will continue to lead Boeing until the end of this year to set the company up for the future. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll hear from doctors about what's leading to a rise in uterine cancer rates and what's being done about it.
And in sports, Maine hockey is heading to the NCAA tournament in Springfield. Hear their thoughts on the first round coming up.
The USFL champs versus the XFL champs. UFL kickoff weekend begins Saturday at 1 on Fox.
I've been with US Cellular for years now, and I think I'm their biggest fan. They asked me to tell you about their special customer event, Us Days. Us Days means exclusive deals just for us customers.
Us Days at US Cellular. Get up to $1,200 to upgrade to any new phone.
Transform your surroundings with Paramount Paving, located in Bangor. They are your paving and seal coating experts. Whether it's residential maintenance to full commercial projects, Paramount Paving delivers quality that lasts. Book before June 1st and enjoy a $250 Visa gift card upon completion of your next paving project. Call us today at 602-8931 or visit us at ParamountPavingLLC.com. Paramount Paving, setting the standard for excellence. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
At Hood, our love for New England inspired New England Creamery. We make it with premium Hood milk and cream, then we overload it with the good stuff. Like Green Mountain Mint chip with a rich fudgy swirl. Maine Sweet Blueberry with real delicious blueberries. And Cape Cod Fudge Shop, packed with fudgy truffles. Hood's New England Creamery. From Hood, for New England. Try all 10 flavors.
When I was 22, I tested positive for the HPV virus. My biggest fear was that it could impact my ability to have children.
HPV vaccination prevents cancer in thousands of men and women every year.
I'm so happy that today there's a vaccine that can prevent HPV-related cancers. My children are now fully protected and won't have to worry about these cancers later.
Talk with your doctor about vaccinating your children. Brought to you by the Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See? $830 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
Boom. Chocolate milk.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
US Cellular, built for us.
Cancer continues to directly and indirectly impact millions of lives across the country. But while some forms of the disease, like breast cancer, have been seeing declines in deaths, health data finds cases and mortality rates for another type of cancer are on the rise. Fox's Ted Lindner takes a closer look at who may be most at risk.
Recent data from the American Cancer Society reports uterine cancer is now the deadliest reproductive disease among women.
Uterine cancer, endometrial cancer, is the most frequently diagnosed gynecologic cancer in the United States. It's one of the few cancers that we've actually been seeing an increase in each year of the number of patients that are diagnosed, but also, very importantly, the number of women are actually dying from the disease.
But doctors warn of serious health disparities, citing how uterine cancer is more common in black women than white women, with black women more likely to die from it.
There are more high-risk endometrial cancers and less high-risk endometrial cancers, and unfortunately, especially for black women, many of the more aggressive endometrial cancers are seen in women that are black.
And while obesity is one of the major risk factors driving up cases,
other things like anovulation or polycystic ovarian syndrome, where the ovaries aren't having a normal cycle every month, can also be a risk factor. There's also genetic contributions to endometrial cancer, with somewhere around 3 to 5% of endometrial cancers likely being explained by hereditary or genetic reasons. High blood pressure and diabetes are also risk factors.
Early detection and action is key to saving lives, with medical experts pointing to breakthroughs in immunotherapy treatments.
Immune therapy is a different way to fight the cancer. Traditional chemotherapies kind of knock down the cancer cells and make it so that they can't continue growing. But immunotherapy actually has a patient's own immune system start attacking the cancer.
Ted Lindner, Fox News.
Well, switching gears now, Sean Diddy Combs' homes are raided by Homeland Security today. The music mogul's homes in both Los Angeles and Miami were filled with federal agents as part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. Combs has been accused of drugging young women as well as multiple instances of sexual abuse. Homeland Security is reportedly checking the properties for laptops, flash drives, or anything that would tie Combs to the alleged crimes.
Instagram has started limiting political content. The app has changed users' algorithm settings to the default position of limiting political content. The company says it's restricting political content that mentions laws, elections, or social topics unless users choose to allow it. Critics are slamming the move, calling it an outrageous overstep and a direct threat to democracy. Meta says it does not impact posts from accounts people choose to follow, but some users say when they try to change the setting, the entire app crashed, or it wouldn't allow the default setting to be changed.
Well, across the northern United States, we're seeing heavy snowfall and what could be a record for early spring storms. We certainly got walloped this weekend. Fox's Brandy Campbell has more from Minneapolis.
I've lived here almost a quarter of a century, and this is the first winter I can remember like this.
Folks here in Minneapolis are digging out on Monday following a massive spring storm that dumped more than half a foot of snow on the city. And they're not the only ones. Heavy snow reported from Montana to Maine, with up to 2 feet falling in some parts of New England. Winter weather advisories are now in effect in some areas, but many say they don't mind the late season storm.
We've both been missing the snow because, it's been very strange not having snow, especially when it's part of the reason we moved here.
But all this snow and rain is making for a messy commute. Thousands of flights were canceled or delayed on Sunday night and Monday morning, and it's not much better on the roads. Police reporting hundreds of accidents as drivers struggled with ice and snow.
I got pushed and slid about 50 feet, and thankfully I got control, but I almost hit the guardrail.
Another major issue, keeping the lights on. At the peak of the storm, hundreds of thousands of customers lost power, but many of those outages had been restored by Monday morning. And fans of cold weather from coast to coast say they're just trying to enjoy the snow while it lasts.
It's a welcome late season event. Like you said, we'd like to have it sooner. We'll take it when we can get it.
And there could be more coming. Another winter storm is developing out west and could bring more snow to the Midwest through Tuesday. In Minneapolis, I'm Brandy Campbell, Fox Weather.
I think the Bangor area was actually in a pretty lucky line of fire for that last storm, because we didn't get hit with all of the ice that a lot of our friends to the south did, and we also didn't get hammered with all that snow that our neighbors to the north did.
Yeah, it was pretty horrendous in southern Maine, generally speaking. I was in southern Maine and western Cumberland County over the weekend, and that was just kind of, a nasty sandwich. It started out with just really heavy snowfall. It shifted to sleet for a while, then went back to snow.
Yeah.
It was just, it was not the type of snow you want to shovel or even walk in. It was unpleasant.
Yeah, never the recipe for success.
Yeah,
right
definitely not.
Yeah.
Recipe for a sore back is what it was.
Exactly.
Alrighty, folks. Well, our full 5-day is coming right up. Stay with us.
High temperatures got stuck in the 30s across the area today. That's not normal. The average high in the low 40s. We're going to work on that, though, as warmer temperatures are on the way with some rain. Details on that when I come back.
I'm at Bob's with our trending Montana dining set.
And I'm live with the Ortegas, checking out a similar looking set they bought at a national retailer. It's got the same farmhouse style with storage drawers.
But the Montana collection comes with your choice of 4 chairs and a storage bench, or 6 chairs, 2 finishes, and dining or counter height for just $9.99 every day.
Theirs cost more, and they charge you for options like that.
Good one, Dad. When the looks you love go for less, there's only one thing to say.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Come bowl a few games here at Bangor Brewer Bowling Lanes. We're one of the only Candlepin bowling alley centers in Maine, conveniently located in the heart of Brewer. You always have the opportunity to simply bowl for fun. However, you can also join a league. We have youth leagues, adult and senior leagues. Now don't forget, we also host birthday parties for under $100, and gift certificates are also available. Give us a call right away at 989-3798 to make reservations for your birthday party today.
Welcome to 207 Wellness, where transformation begins from within. Embark on a journey of self-betterment with our comprehensive services from weight management to IV hydration, vitamin supplementation, and neurotoxin injections. 207 Wellness is here to support your wellness goals. Take the first step toward a healthier, happier you, rejuvenate your body, refresh your mind, and reclaim your vitality with 207 Wellness. Transform your wellness, transform your life. Give us a call today.
This rugged workhorse pairs capability with comfort, bold styling with advanced safety features, and she has the best resale value in her class. Toyota Tundra.
What's the story behind your Tundra?
She's my work truck.
She's my boat hauling truck.
She's my get him to the game safely truck.
Perhaps it's time to write the tale of your Tundra. To get started, all roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Don't miss Icon Recipients Share with host Ludacris and performances by your favorite artists.
Thank you, iHeart.
The iHeartRadio Music Awards, Monday, April 1st, live on Fox.
I hope you are getting excited because 2 weeks from today is the total solar eclipse across the area, totality across our state for sure. We will have live team coverage 2 weeks from today. Okay, for us today, though, not a great day, right? Lots of cloud cover out there. We have a wet week ahead as we have rising temperatures tomorrow, above average temperatures pretty much all week long, and then rainfall. And there could be a lot of rainfall starting about this time tomorrow evening and really lingering through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe even this Sunday morning, too. A long stretch of weather is on the way. Look at today, though. High temperatures only in the 30s. It's not fair, I know. The average high temperature is low 40s. We did not do it today, but tomorrow, likely back up near 40 or so. It got a little breezy today as well. Right now, it's out of the east around 10 miles per hour. It's actually going to pick up a bit tonight and linger throughout the day tomorrow. In fact, here's that wind for tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. We're going to keep things breezy the next 2 or 3 days across our area, and definitely into probably Wednesday morning, if not Wednesday afternoon. Thus, our favorite here, a small craft advisory with wave heights out here approaching 8 feet or so through about Wednesday afternoon. All right, so lots of clouds out there right now. There is a system over here that's going to start moving back this direction, increasing cloud cover across our area for tonight. There could be a break in the action for a bit around daybreak tomorrow morning. Don't forget your sunglasses for an hour or two tomorrow. But overall, this system will combine with this system, and and we have quite a week of weather on the way. By the way, this thing's a doozy, all moving in this direction. Lots of energy, lots of moisture, and when it gets here, it's going to sit over us for several days, most likely tomorrow night, Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, and probably Saturday into Sunday as well, as we have a lot of weather on the way. It's going to be a warmer system, though, so all rain with this guy, not snow, but there could be a lot of rainfall. Let's walk you through it. So tonight, here we are tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock or so. A couple of sprinkles cannot be ruled out. Then increasing clouds by midday, lots of rain showers tomorrow evening, and then rain showers on Wednesday morning, rain showers on Wednesday evening, rain showers on Thursday morning, rain showers on Thursday evening, and then the rain showers could be actually heavy on Thursday into Friday. Here's Friday, 5 o'clock or so, still some rain across the area, and probably some more rain into Friday evening. And when it's all said and done, it looks like this, right? So widespread 1, 2, 3 inch rainfall is on the way between now and a week from now. So again, it's 4 or 5 days of rainfall on the way. It will not fall all at once. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, some mostly cloudy skies, with low temperatures down near 22 and a northeast breeze around 5. For tomorrow, all right, so mostly cloudy. Rain showers are likely towards sunset tomorrow evening. Look for high temperatures back up near 40 with that northeast breeze around 5 to 10. And looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows that rain tomorrow evening, and then we're wet, right? Wednesday, 46 rain. Thursday, 47 rain. Friday, 48 rain. A bit cooler for us on Saturday. The whole thing could end as a bit of light snow on Saturday. That will not be a big deal. And of course, Easter is on Sunday. Beth?
Gotta be honest, that is a gnarly 5-day forecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
I was thinking the same thing. Pretty
Yeah.
dismal looking. Hopefully, you know, the good thing is that tomorrow sounds like it's going to be mostly clear before that rain sets in.
Right.
So,
Unfortunately, you didn't get to enjoy the last snowfall for very long.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
going to become a mess the whole week.
It's all going to wash away.
Oh, Jeff, we love you, but thumbs down on that one.
Yeah, me too.
All right, well, sports is coming up next. Stay with us.
The FlexSteel Spring Semi-Annual Sale is in full bloom with fresh savings on fabric and leather reclining and stationary furniture, tables, beds, desks, dressers, and more. Furniture that comforts, furniture that endures, all with a blue steel spring at its core. FlexSteel, designed for living, built for life. Save big today during FlexSteel Spring Semi-Annual Sale.
Dorsey Furniture, open 7 days a week, Route 1A Holden.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Come stop by Triple S Tack Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Planet Oats so creamy and not watery like.
Exactly, and unsweetened, has 0 grams of sugar.
And don't forget, it's an excellent source of calcium. Wow, Planet Oat really has it all. You guys are so right. No, you are. No, you are. No, you are. Yeah, you are.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Healing Hands Massage in Hamden, providing professional massage services tailored specifically for their clients. Stop by Healing Hands Massage today. You'll thank yourself later.
For the first time in over a decade, Maine hockey is NCAA tournament bound. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. On Sunday, the Black Bears learning their first-round matchup for their first NCAA tourney game since 2012. Maine, the number 5 team in the country in the latest pairwise ranking, is staying east and heading to Springfield, Mass. For the regional round. In Game 1 of the tournament, Maine will play the ECAC champs from Cornell. That game on Thursday at 5:30. And if they win, they'll be playing the winner winner of UMass and Denver on Saturday. On that first-round matchup, Maine says the Big Red are a dangerous opponent.
You know, anyone you play at this time of the year is a fantastic team. Cornell just won the ECAC. They have one of the best coaching staffs. They're one of the best coach teams every year. I played in that league as a player. Cornell was ruling that league when I played 20 years ago, and obviously they're still doing their things.
They've only lost 6 games all year. It doesn't matter who you're playing or what division you're in. Losing 6 games in college hockey is quite the accomplishment. So they play a tough defensive game. It's similar to us. So it's exciting. We're just gonna work, study them a little bit, watch some video, and get ready for them.
As for the specific placement of the Black Bears in one of the Eastern Regionals, Maine fans have to be excited to be down in Springfield. There was a lot of Maine colors, that black and navy, all throughout Boston on Friday, and the team is not only thankful for that, but they're expecting more of the same this weekend.
I think Coach Carvel at UMass was trying to make sure that they sold that place out before the bracket came out because they knew Black Bear Nation would be coming down. So hopefully they saved some tickets for us.
Yeah, that was incredible experience down at the Garden. To have all those Maine fans travel down there, it was amazing. And we're fortunate not to be too far from home up here in Orono. So we're looking forward to having a good crowd down there as well.
All right, looking forward to those games. Let's stay with Maine now and on to the basketball court. National Award semifinalists being announced gradually as the end of the season and the Final Four draws near. And for the second straight year, one Black Bear is on the list for a major award. Kellen Tynes, the junior guard for the Black Bears, has been named a semifinalist for the Lefty Driesel Defensive Player of the Year award, given out annually to the top defensive player in Division I. He is one of 25 finalists for the award. Tynes led America East in steals for the second straight year, and he was the conference's Defensive Player of the Year once again as well. He also ranked 23rd in the nation in steals and 14th in steals per game. All right, moving on now, but staying with some basketball. Celtics over the weekend clinching the top seed in the Eastern Conference before any other team in the Eastern Conference has clinched a playoff spot. They've won 9 straight, looking to make it 10 against a Hawks team that is 10th in the East right now. No Trae Young for the Hawks. First quarter, Jaylen Brown with it. He's been hot lately, and he stays hot. Steps back and hits a 3 early on. Celtics had a huge first quarter. Off of a miss now, here comes Jason Tatum. Getting the rebound, getting the pass from Peyton Pritchard. He leaks out all alone on the break and slams it home. Celtics had a 30-point lead, but it would go away in a second. Third quarter, Hawks down 9, make it 6. Vit Krejci nails a fast break 3. To the fourth now, sees up 2. Trent Forrest, offensive rebound, out to Wes Matthews. He gives Atlanta a lead, and Atlanta would steal this one from the Celtics. Another second chance 3, this one from DeAndre Hunter. The Celtics dropped this one 120-118 despite being up 30 in the second quarter. All right, let's get away from that. To some football now. Owners meetings currently going on in Orlando. And one thing coming out on Monday league-wise, owners have unanimously voted to ban the controversial hip drop tackle despite NFLPA's disagreements. For our New England Patriots, it's still a countdown to draft day where the Pats will maybe make a selection with the 3rd overall pick in the draft. With Mac Jones being traded this offseason, many think the Pats will select their second first-round quarterback in 4 drafts with number 3 overall. Some think they'll go with Marvin Harrison Jr., the standout wide receiver from Ohio State. But earlier on Monday, head coach Gerard Mayo saying if the right offer comes, the Pats may not even pick with number 3 at all.
We sit at a very enviable spot at number 3 where we could take someone at 3 or if someone offers a bag, as we would say, a lot of first-round picks, we definitely have to, talk about those things as we continue to put together this team. You said it. There are holes on this team, but I would also say there will be people available going forward to fill those holes.
It's going to be exciting to see what happens from now until draft day. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Are your basement walls bowing, crumbling, or failing? Hi, I'm Tony Hafford with TC Hafford Basement Systems, all things basementy. Our Stable Lock wall system offers a patented, affordable, and permanent solution to save your foundation walls. It stabilizes, fills voids, and structurally repairs, leaving a new smooth surface. All the strength of new walls. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementy.
Spring is the season of rejuvenation and the perfect time to revitalize your home with Renewal by Andersen. Our spring savings event is only once a year. Call Renewal by Andersen to schedule your free window diagnosis and take advantage of this incredible limited time offer. We've installed over 4 million windows, earning us 4.7 stars in customer satisfaction. Call the number below or visit us online today. And remember, call now because these great savings end soon.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
Comfort Shoes and More is your destination for all of your spring and summer footwear essentials. We have trained podorthists on site, and our friendly, caring, and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are fitted with the proper footwear that is perfect for you. The OrthoFeed hands-free sneaker is engineered for comfort. We have many new sandal styles from Hoka, Teva, Power Step, Stride, and more. Come visit Comfort Shoes and More in Newport to find the perfect shoes for you.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Nobody should have to go through a 5-hour drive every single day to have radiation. Sarah's House provides them a home away from home, a place where they can come and receive treatment and support while they move through their cancer journey. There are 9 bedrooms for guests on 2 floors. They have laundry facilities. Everyone has their own cupboard for dry storage, refrigerator space. The great room is really the heart of the home. It's like the kitchen living space. This is where people come together. They share meals, they share stories, and they support one another.
There was a kidnapping today.
We're gonna find this missing person.
Alert NPU, all new Tuesdays on Fox.
A sports drama, a biblical comedy, and a 32-time Grammy winner are among the new digital DVD and music releases available to add to your home library. Fox's Kristen Goodwin runs down the list of what's new in home entertainment.
Topping this week's list of what's new in home entertainment, the biographical sports drama The Iron Claw, starring Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White, chronicles the rise and fall of the legendary Von Erich family's 1980s wrestling empire.
I'm Clarence. Where I'm from, you fight to survive.
Lakeith Stanfield leads the biblical comedy drama The Book of Clarence, about a down-on-his-luck street hustler who is inspired by Jesus Christ's popularity to carve out his own path to a divine life.
Dr. Freud.
The historical drama Freud's Last Session, starring Anthony Hopkins and Matthew Good, is based on the true story of the meeting between famed neurologist Sigmund Freud and author C.S. Lewis, debating the existence of God shortly before Freud's death.
The new adventures of Ed and Dex starts now!
Good Burger 2 is the sequel to the 1997 comedy featuring Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell reuniting for a new adventure as the fast food duo Dexter and Ed.
I judge your shoulders, arms, chest, and legs.
Breaking Olympia, the Phil Heath story, chronicles the celebrated bodybuilder's battle back from injuries in his quest to win a record-tying 8th Mr. Olympia crown.
Finally, you will be among peers who understand you.
Small screen favorites to own, Season 1 of the hit Netflix series Wednesday, starring Jenna Ortega, and the History Channel's docuseries Ancient Empires explores the lives of Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Cleopatra.
That's why I hate my alarm clock.
For music fans, Grammy winner and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Sheryl Crow releases her new album Evolution. And Beyoncé drops her latest album, Act 2, Cowboy Carter.
16 carriages.
In Hollywood, Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
A woman from Rockport is turning used cardboard, packaging, and paper into memorable works of art. Hannah Berta says her papier-mâché creations are both an environmentally friendly and humane version of taxidermy. Our Jody Hersey introduces us to her.
Rockport native Hannah Berta loves her surroundings. It's what inspires her art.
I try to promote sustainable practices with my art and really give the animals and plants the attention that I think that they deserve.
From plant chandeliers like this one to moose and even seagulls, Hannah creates them all out of paper mache.
What does paper mache stand for?
That is chewed paper, actually. So it kind of does turn into a chewed substance when you're working with it.
Hannah says the more layers you add to a piece, the more it will harden.
I use recycled cardboard and packaging tea boxes, things like that.
She refers to her art as a fun and humane version of taxidermy.
I kind of enjoy the play with paper mache animals, making them into friendly taxidermy.
She adds UV protectant spray paint to all her pieces to make them shine. A lot of her artwork is on display at different businesses within Knox County, including Curator Consignment on Main Street in Rockland.
It's weird. It's a little obscure. You know, like this seagull has seen some stuff. It's had a rough day. And that feels like all of us sometimes. But Hannah's work brings just joy and delight to everybody that comes in here.
Hannah's one-of-a-kind pieces range anywhere from $200 to $2,000.
We're lucky to have Hannah doing this flavor of weird, cool stuff right here.
In Rockland, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Maine's American Idol hopeful is going to Hollywood. If you missed last night's American Idol episode, Julia Gagnon was given the coveted platinum ticket and approval of all 3 judges. Lionel Richie and Katy Perry were blown away by Gagnon's rendition of Aretha Franklin's Ain't No Way.
Let me please stop trying to be someone you're not. No. And if you need me to love you, say that you do.
Just an incredible voice. Gagnon will now be officially a contestant on the 22nd season of American Idol.
I am getting chills as we listen to that. Alrighty, folks, well, if you're disillusioned with the current choices for presidential hopefuls, there may be another one for you to get behind. A 35-year-old Texas man who wants to run for the top office in the land has legally changed his name to literally anybody else. Up until now, he was known as Dustin Eby, a 35-year-old Army veteran and 7th grade math teacher in suburban Dallas. The latest would-be presidential candidate says he's dissatisfied with the top 2 presidential contenders, current President Joe Biden and former President Trump. He says, in his opinion, in a country of over 300 million people, we can do better. He faces an uphill battle in getting on the ballot. He needs to get 113,000 signatures from non-primary voters in Texas by May. If that doesn't happen, he's encouraging voters to write his name in instead, which again was literally almost anybody, I think is what it was.
Literally anybody else?
Literally anybody else,
right.
Yeah.
It's an interesting platform to run on.
Indeed. We'll keep you posted. That's going to do it for us, folks. Good night.
Good night.